LUX is likely to be remembered as one of the more experimental episodes of Doctor Who. Its use of animation and breaking the fourth wall feel new and fresh, which doesn't happen often in a franchise that's been going for more than 60 years. Previous experiments like Love and Monsters or The Devil's Called were not universally popular, but I think this will go down as one of the more successful ones. It's a hugely enjoyable episode and a big step up from last week. The pre-credit sequence establishes the setting of a cinema in 1950s Miami. The camera lingers on the intricacies of film projection in a way that makes you feel nostalgic for an era that you never lived through in the first place. A ray of moonlight brings a cartoon to life, and you can see where Disney's involvement has helped the show. It's a beautiful animation, and Alan Cumming is a fine voice actor, so it works very well. The scenes of him stepping off the screen and into the real world are likely to frighten kids who haven't seen The Ring. Older viewers will be comparing it to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was nearly 40 years ago now, so it's amazing that they can finally do something similar on a TV budget. Belinda and the Doctor land. Refreshingly, the show does not gloss over the unpleasant fact that they would not be welcome in 1952 Miami, but all the people they meet are conveniently non-racist, apart from the scene where they are arrested by an aggressive cop, which turns out to be fake. It's better than nothing, but it still feels like they're playing it a bit safe. Maybe Russell T Davies isn't the best person to be writing about racial issues. Visually, the episode is a real treat. There's only two real sets, the diner run by Kurt from Glee and the big old cinema, but they both look convincing and are full of period detail. The costumes are also noteworthy, with the Doctor in a sharp blue suit that will inspire many cosplayers, and Belinda undergoes an amazing transformation that's likely to have many fans updating their top 10 sexiest companions list. When the Doctor meets Mr. Ring-a-Ding, he reveals himself to be Lux, the God of Light, and another member of the Pantheon. I'm not a massive fan of these villains, as they operate outside any laws of logic or reason, and it frees up Russell T Davies to write whatever he likes without worrying about any sense of reality. But I guess if they're only used every once in a while, it makes a nice change. I just wouldn't like it to become the norm going forward. The scene where the Doctor and Belinda are turned into cartoons is brief but effective. It's been a while since the last Doctor Who animations, Dreamland and The Infinite Quest. Technically they may have looked better, but the 2D animation here is making a point, turning into 3D when they bear their feelings to each other, which is a neat effect. I'm a bit worried this means their antagonism from last week is all gone, and they're just going to be best friends from now on. It's much more interesting when there's some sort of conflict between the Doctor and companion, so let's hope that continues in some way. The most controversial scene is likely to be the one where they come out of the screen and into a room full of Doctor Who fans. The actual breaking of the fourth wall is nicely eerie. Even for a cynical old man like me, it got me excited as to what would happen. So any kids watching would have had their minds blown by it. Characters representing Doctor Who fans have been portrayed in the show before, in The Greatest Show in the Galaxy and in Love and Monsters. So this is likely to go the same way. Some fans will be annoyed at the stereotypical depiction of them, while others will just think it's all massively self-indulgent. I mean, I can see their point. The idea that we all just sit around wearing Doctor Who scarves is really outdated. Anyway, personally I enjoyed the scene. Again, it's not massively original, as Supernatural did something similar in several episodes, but it's a fun bit, and there is some depth to the characters, as they slowly start to realise that it's them who are fictional and the Doctor who is real. It was a nice touch to show them again during the end credits, but I hope that doesn't mean they'll keep showing up. It was fine for a one-off appearance, but I wouldn't like to see them come up at the end of every single episode. In the end, Lux is defeated by the sterile projectionist, blowing up the cinema to let the sun in, and the God of Light grows to a huge size and dissipates into the cosmos. It's another stunning visual, and creates a feel-good ending, as everybody lives. Except the projectionist, but he wanted to die anyway, so it's fine. Overall, it's a very strong episode, full of wild ideas, beautifully made, with excellent visuals. This could well turn out to be one of the highlights of the year. Next week's episode is The Well. That looks like being a scary one. About time we had one of those again. Rumour has it could be a sequel to an old story. So could we see Daleks, Weeping Angels, or Naimon? We'll just have to wait and see. Press subscribe if you want to catch my review of that, and I'll see you next time.